That's really wonderful when we can get people involved that are passionate about the arts or passionate about what they're doing for Artisphere or passionate about the people that come to see these events and are involved in these events. One of our audiovisual volunteers who assists the tech crew, he came in and our technicians were stunned. They loved him because he is actually an award-winning musician. He's traveled around the world and he's very familiar with audiovisual, obviously, as well as sound mixing, and he actually knew some of the band that was here the night that he was helping out. So all of that really combines to build community, make people aware that, hey, we are here, we have your friends on stage, we have your coworkers on stage, we have your coworkers helping out behind the scenes. So this is a fun place to hang out. We have free Wi-Fi here. It helps people be more aware of what's going on at Artisphere and our programming, and that we're not just in art gallery or we're not just a performing arts center, but we're kind of a combination of everything. So.
Yeah, it's been immeasurable, really. I mean, he's a healthier kid. Obviously, he's a happier kid. He has autism, so the social interaction that he's experienced with the program has been just really immeasurable for him. And these three volunteers in particular have just had a tremendous impact on his health and his life, really. So we're really indebted to them for the service that they provide for the county and for our family. I mean, it's really been immeasurable.
If we didn't have the volunteers that we do, we really would have a very difficult time providing programs, certainly the amount of programs that we provide to our inmate population. They ensure that we can provide religious programs for a variety of different religions, that we can provide Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous meetings for our inmate population. They ensure really that every program we do gets provided, and without them, we would really not be able to provide a lot of services and programs to our inmate population. And we have volunteers that have been coming into our jail providing that services, programs like AA for years. Volunteers really help us ensure that we can get our inmate population to a place where when they return to our community they can be productive members of our society.
Vengo a las clases de inglés. Y también tengo todo listo para la profesora que viene a las 10 de la mañana. Pongo los crayones, los borradores, arreglo de las sillas, para que todo esté, y también hago firmar a las personas que vienen. Bueno, me gusta porque aprendo mucho.
The impact that VEST volunteers have in Arlington County is very an organic, really outreach effect. We canvass the neighborhoods in Arlington, and that's really primarily our main role of delivering and disseminating information to Arlington residents. Through our outreach efforts, we're able to provide go bags and information to different segments of the population. One of our biggest achievements was most recently in our Community Service Day, Martin Luther King Community Day of Service, where we were able to visit over 208 apartments and deliver a large amount of information to community residents. What we've really noticed in Arlington specifically is the need for multilingual outreach support. So a few of our members were multilingual, and it really helped to target those parts of the population that are underserved and also provide follow-up to them in months after emergencies on what they need to do and how they need to be prepared for the next big event.
I love just being around people and being able to help out. Well, I think we're like ambassadors of art. So you come in off the street, I will give you a nice drink, a glass of wine. You can walk around and look at the art, and the other volunteers can tell you about the various shows. I feel responsible for the success of Artisphere.
Working with individuals with disabilities, a lot of times our staff need extra support, just with extra eyes and ears to help us maintain their safety and help them participate successfully in the program. Now with the I Can Bike program, we're able to serve, we have 2 volunteers per participant for that, and we're able to teach 40 individuals in a week how to learn how to ride a typical two-wheel bike. So we had one of our participants that did the I Can Bike program really needed a lot of support from one of our volunteers even after the program. Homer, which is our volunteer, actually got a Volunteer of the Year award for that because he continued to ride with this participant after the program was even done. And so because of him, he did learn how to ride. He was successful because he didn't quite get there during the camp.
Our volunteers really help us in many ways. It takes a very long time to get on the computer and to fill out an online application. For many of our clients who are not even literate in their own languages, they can come to the center, they can hook up with a volunteer, and the volunteer will sit with them, will fill out their online application, which could take between 30 minutes to an hour, and then that person has their application in, whether it be an application for financial aid, whether it be an application for an employment position, or whether it be an application for benefits. I can remember a time where I had a young man who was having some issues. His family was being torn apart. He was going through the court system. His self-esteem was low. He came here to the center, and our volunteers embraced him. Our volunteers mentored him. And now here we are 3 years later. He's enrolled in college. He's taking the same programs that he took as a participant. He is now teaching some of those programs. And when I look back and see that he was one of our volunteers, and he still is our volunteer, but to think that he was a volunteer in need, and now he's a volunteer who is a role model for others, it makes me see that this is such an awesome program.